It's Tuesday and the rain's come. It's going to make an awful lot of people very happy. It will certainly make the crops grow well. We need some rain, but I think we've got several days of it, which hopefully nice steady rain will certainly change where everything looks. I think everyone's crops look quite well at the moment from what I see in my little knowledge, and I think this will just really start to push them on and help the fertiliser in the ground. So there we go. Right, I'm off on a little road trip. I'm going to go and drop that fuel bowser off to a customer who's bought that. They bought it yesterday in urgent need for it. So I'm going to go on a little sort of 400-mile round trip to go and deliver that. So onwards.
Not loving the weather. Plants might be and the crops, but I'm not. Just gonna go and see how everyone's getting on. Everyone being just Ken. Fireworks.
Bowser delivered. 200 miles. Customer wanted it in a hurry. He got it in a hurry. Does it get any better on that? I don't know. There we go, all delivered, safe and sound. It was quite clean when it left home, but you've got to say, at least we've done a 200-mile road test with it. So, all good. So, hopefully we'll have a very happy customer. Right, on the way home I thought I'd take a bit of a detour, come down and look at some machinery that's for sale. So I've taken a bit of a 40-mile detour to come and have a look at some machinery. Again, I've been buying from these people now for probably 15 years, something like that. Long time. So we have a quick look, sort of sale. But do you ever wish you'd wrote the address down before you left home to where they are? Because I'm kind of following my nose, but I'm not actually sure my nose is going in the right direction at the moment. So anyway, we'll carry on a little tour of the northeast until we can find where we want to go. And I know we've already been a bought a service van, but how one of these done as a work truck, maybe. Ex-BT open reach, 7.5 ton truck with a tail lift, with a towing arm. I can only assume some kind of winch underneath. And have a look what the body's like inside. But I'm getting old. Oh look, staff canteen, staff restroom, mirror on the wall. All you need a mirror. Oh my word. And then a van full of, now that's got to be the biggest Cobra wheel I think I've ever seen, but oh, there must be a winch. There's definitely some kind of winch system there somewhere, I think. When you thought BT would have kept all this stuff rather than just letting it all go? Even the gas bottle there, which I'm guessing belongs to somebody. I bet this truck will cost some money to build. Compressor somewhere, because there's the air thing, but there's definitely some truck, isn't there? Definitely some truck. Probably make a very good workshop if you're doing heavy plant. I expect a 7.5 tonner would make a lot of sense. And I believe, I'm not quite sure, I believe if you work under 100-mile radius from home, you kind of, there's some exemption with the tacho walls. I'm not exactly sure what, but there we go. That's a ex-BT open reach truck. It would probably do quite well with a service truck. There we are. If one's not enough, there's one there as well. So, right, we'll carry on looking around. Vast array of bits and pieces here, and I'll have a look. Bear in mind the amount of concrete we've got to do. I wonder if a volumetric would be a good idea. Except we know nothing about the workings of them at all. But it always amazes me how they can mix the cement, because for those people who don't, I'm sure how these work, the sand and the ballast comes down on that conveyor belt there. I think cement then drops down into this tube. So it goes in here, there's an auger in there. And so the water, the cement, the sand, the ballast, whatever it is, all get mixed up in the auger and come out at the end as loose cement. And I think that's quite something that does that. And to keep the consistency as well, because I think when it's in a big drum mixer, you think it would have a lot more time to mix than everything else. But that only has a very short time to mix where it goes up there. So, clever thing really. The guy that invented that as well. But, yeah, that would be useful, but we can't really afford the extravagance of that quite at the moment. Vast array of bits and pieces here. Lots of pressure washer bowsers. This is why it's good to come and look in person. When you actually look at them in person, you often find that they're not quite as complete as maybe you'd like them to be. So definitely worthwhile coming to have a look. This one here probably looks very good in the picture, but if you study carefully, the starter motor is missing. Again, if you don't look, if the picture, depending on what angle the picture is taken, they could very easily be missed. So, just pay to come and look. It's a nice little, I'm sure one of them would actually suit us really well in the yard, something like that. A little dinky little JCB loader. 520/40. That would be very useful. Probably could do away with one of our Heister trucks and have one of those. But Greenfield JCB. So down the southern part of the country that one's come from. So a little Avant, is it Avant? 5 to 8 loader there. Set of forks at the front. JCB telly truck. That's the first time I've ever realised JCB telly trucks did a gas version, so that's probably my naivety, but definitely first time I've ever seen one of those. So there's some big 9 metre and some 14 metre machines, so and a range of dumpers. So it's good to look around and see what's here. Right, that was a good look around the auction. I don't think I've actually been here personally for that last 3 or 4 years, though we buy online. I know, normally a friend of mine will come and have a look and see what's here, because it's nearer to him. But it's good to come and have a look. And certainly this auction centre has changed immensely over the last period of time, and it is a credit to them. Very well laid out, very nicely presented. So that's good. Right, I'll carry on my journey home. Well, I come into the office. No, let me phrase that. I come into the meeting room with young Daniel, and going to ask him a couple of questions about because Daniel's a young man coming into agriculture, and I'm going to ask him a couple of questions. He's been working now for GCS for probably, I'll ask him that question anyway, and we'll go from there. This is totally unscripted and could easily go very, very wrong, but we're going to give it a go, aren't we, Dan? Right, here we go. So this is almost like a question and answer time for Dan, just not a live one, okay? Right, Dan, so you came to GCS, when did you come to GCS?
I came middle September, I think.
Middle September.
Yeah, middle September.
And does that seem like yesterday?
It doesn't seem very long ago, no. It's soon coming around again, isn't it?
What makes a young man want to come into agriculture and farming and machinery?
Well, I can't speak for all young men, but I love the variety. I can't do the same thing every day. So here, you never know what you're going to be doing.
Do you like the variety you get here at GCS?
I like the variety. Some days you're out in the lorry, some days you're in the workshop, some days you're out on a tractor. You never know what you're going to be doing. It's always different.
And the jet washing, you didn't mention the jet washing.
I didn't mention the jet washing. I thought you was asking about things I enjoyed doing.
So, what would be a bad point about working at GCS? Go on.
Jet washing.
Jet washing. Is that the worst thing?
I think so. It's not that bad, but yeah, it soon gets boring.
Okay, that's fair enough.
But yeah, it's not that bad.
Okay, and the best bits,
The best bits.
apart from breakfast, free breakfast.
Yeah, that's a bonus. But yeah, it's the variety because I get to do a bit of everything. I get to do a bit of lorry driving, a bit of all sorts, and I enjoy all those little bits individually. But I wouldn't want to do any one of them all the time.
No.
So I like mixing it up and doing a bit of all of them.
I think not lorry driving's great to go and do a day or two here and there.
Yes.
But to do it for the full 45 hours a week as a lorry driver would drive maximum hours all over the UK. I totally get your view on that. Okay. So, how can we improve things at GCS?
How can we improve things?
Be honest, because we can edit it, it's okay.
So this is where the video ends.
I'm laughing now and shaking the camera, so go on.
A big concrete pad out in a field would help improve things, so we don't have to wash trailers twice.
Okay. Okay, that's...
Because at the minute, trailers are coming sometimes clean and they go out into the field and then they get mucky. So they have to.
Only the wheels and tyres get mucky, really.
Yeah, but it'd save a lot of time in washing them again, wouldn't it?
Mm.
How can we improve things? I think space is our limiting factor. I think more space, more shed space, more concrete would help improve.
Yeah, just need a big pot of money to do more concrete, because concrete is a very
it's not a cheap hobby.
Expensive hobby. Okay, so that's cool. And Ken's answers one of your questions when we were joking around the workshop was, why have you chosen agriculture? And Ken's answer was because nobody else would have you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was a bit mean, wasn't it?
That is somewhat true.
I keep shaking the camera now.
No, I wanted to be a tree surgeon, so I went to Rise Home to study tree surgery. A couple of days before I started my course, they cancelled it. So they gave me the option of agriculture, so I took it, with it being my only option. And I
didn't know all this, by the way. Anybody watching this, I didn't know any of this.
No, and I really enjoyed it. So then I got a job on a farm, and sort of it carried on from there, really.
Well, that's awesome. And I'm going to ask you, what do you think of your work colleague Ken?
Oh,
he's an awesome chap, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's awesome, isn't he? Yeah, that's a good answer.
Yeah,
that's
awesome,
a good answer.
Awesome.
Okay, right. Hang on. Well, there we have a kind of just off the cuff questions with Daniel. If anybody has genuinely got any questions for Daniel, please put it in the boxes below, because I think you wouldn't have any problem, have you, Daniel, with answering any questions that people have. We're quite open here. We've got nothing to hide here. We're quite open what we do. So if anybody's got any questions for Daniel, then somebody did say the other day that we should have Daniel doing a live video. And I actually think he would do quite well at that. So let us know again what you think below. If you think Daniel would be good doing a live video on YouTube. It's not scary at all. This is worse. So there we go. It's all right. Right, we're going to get on to work now, but we just thought we'd let you know a little bit more about Daniel and a little bit. Oh, I should ask you, Daniel, what are your hobbies? There you go. We should ask that one.
What are my hobbies? I enjoy photography. I like taking my dog out. I don't know, I'd say work is one of my hobbies. I enjoy getting out and doing stuff, and hence why I come in on Saturdays. And I just like.
And you've met other YouTube people, haven't you, as well?
Lots of famous celebrities.
Lots of famous.
And I've become a famous celebrity.
He is. He's outshining me now, but that's not hard. He's outshining me now. And I think Tom Pemberton's shaking his boots a little bit for young Daniel.
Is he?
I'm sure he will be.
Yeah,
I'm sure he will be. Right, anyway, thanks for watching. Cheers. One thing that Daniel did just say, and he forgot to mention, was the fact that all the nice people we meet, don't we?
Yes.
From doing YouTube, we meet an awful lot of lovely people that come here.
It's amazing how many times you go out delivering things and they know who you are and you haven't got a clue who they are, but they're all really friendly, really nice people.
That's thanks to YouTube, isn't it? Thanks for watching. So it's amazing the power of what this does. So when Daniel first came here, he was always didn't really want to be on YouTube much, did you? Didn't want to be, but isn't it a bonus?
Yes.
And the cracking example is the other day when Daniel was loading on the lorry moves a little bit. It was through the fact that people watch what we do. We're very quick to get some help, wasn't it? So
yes,
an amazing group of people that watch this video. So, but I just thought, it's almost like a Joe Seals double ending, that, wasn't it? Yeah, I wonder where we learned that from.
Not a clue.
No, not at all. Right, we're gonna do some work.